But let me tell you why I'm so against these unaccredited claims consultants. Hey everyone, so you may have heard me speak ill of unaccredited claims consultants or these claims consulting companies that are popping up all over the place. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if one snuck into my pre-roll ads here on YouTube. Why am I against claims consultants? And you might think, Andy, they're just your competitors. That's why you don't like them. And it's so much more complicated than that, guys. First of all, I don't mind competition. I wish there were more lawyers out there doing what I do to help veterans get the benefits they've earned. I wish there were more agents out there doing what they do. And I wish there were more effective VSOs doing what they should be doing, which is doing free claims for veterans and helping them get their claims into the system. I think that's important. I don't know whether it's right to call claims consultants, unaccredited claims consultants that is, a scam or not, but I don't know another word for someone that takes a lot of money from a veteran to do something illegally and then perhaps harm the veteran by potentially cutting off years, if not decades, of retroactive benefits. What these claims consultants do is they sell you a path that will take you from 90% to 100%. If you're rated less than 90%, give us a call and we'll help you out. Are you tired? You'll see these Facebook ads all over the time. They've spent a ton of money advertising on this stuff. A ton of money. First, though, I want to be very clear. Not every veteran out there is going to get decades of back pay or even years of back pay. Every case is different. But these companies that are holding themselves out to be experts or guides or insiders or guardians or what have you, they are a real problem, and their whole structure is set up in a way to make a quick buck from the veteran and not actually fix the problems, and potentially in the process cutting the veteran off from years or decades of retroactive benefits that they've been entitled to this entire time. Unlike agents and attorneys, our fees are based on retroactive payments, so it is in our interest to actually look at your file and pull out the important information and try to get as much retro as possible. That's not how claims consultants are set up. What they do is they get a veteran a higher rating in the short term, but leave out the retroactive benefits. And I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that, hey, you can get everything for free if you go to a veteran service organization. VSOs, there are a lot of great ones out there, but for every great one, there are 10 that won't return your phone call. That's why I started my practice, is because when I got off active duty, I couldn't find a VSO to help me. So I just did it on my own, and I figured it out, and eventually veterans started coming to me and say, hey, you're an attorney, can you fix this for me? And I tried, and I did. I get it. The VSOs, they have a long wait time, they're understaffed, underpaid, underfunded, and a lot of these VSOs are operating the same way VSOs did in the 1950s. Not efficiently, not leveraging technology, not being forward-leaning, and that's a problem. So I am totally sympathetic when you see a Facebook ad that says, have you been struggling with the VA? Well, let's get you that last 10% to get you up to 100%. But don't be sucked into the trap. First of all, claims consultants are not VA accredited. VA accreditation is something the VA does in order to assure that the folks that are out there collecting fees from veterans or helping veterans actually know what they're talking about and actually know the system. Now, some of these unaccredited claims consultants, they probably know the system. Some of them are former VA employees. A lot of them are veterans. They know the system, but that's not what's important here. If you're going to be an accredited agent, you have to charge a fee based on the regulations in 38 CFR 16.629 and 38 CFR 16.636. It discusses how to charge fees based on retroactive payments right there in the regulation. These claims consultants do not do that. They are not accredited. Why aren't they accredited? Because they don't want to charge fees the legal way. One of the things an accredited agent cannot do is charge a fee on an initial claim. They want to be able to charge fees on initial claims. That is not appropriate. Also, when you're VA accredited, you agree to be bound by VA rules and subject to discipline. Not just am I subject to discipline by my bar, because I'm an attorney, but the VA can also pull my accreditation if they find out I'm up to misconduct. A lot of these claims consultants, they just have an arbitration clause in there, meaning that you have to go to some faraway state and engage in arbitration with an arbitrator that they've helped pick. Again, you're negotiating on their terms if they screw up. So let's talk a little bit about the fee structures. A lot of these claims consultants will either charge a membership fee into their organization or some sort of upfront fee. Some will charge a multiple of the increase in your disability rating. Common one I see is 5 times the increase of your disability rating. Now, I did a little math here. Most lawyers charge between 20 and 33%. I charge 20% because that is what the VA has deemed reasonable. I don't feel like fighting that issue. I charge 20% of retroactive benefits. So if a veteran is, let's say, a single or a married veteran with one child gets from 90 to 100% using a claims consultant, that fee is going to be about $7,500. I just did one today and I just got a fee decision today and my fee was $2,700. Why? Because it's based on retroactive benefits, not forward benefits. Also, there's an incentive for me to go into the file and figure out how to go as far back as possible. That doesn't exist with the claims consultants. Again, claims consultants, they get you to the rating you can get to, 100%, and then they're gone. They take their money and they're gone. And there might be tens or thousands of dollars of retroactive benefits still waiting to be appealed and delivered to the veteran. What are they doing to solve that? I don't know. Now, claims consultants will tell you that they work faster than lawyers. And you might be thinking, well, a lawyer's just going to charge back pay, so don't they want to drag out the file to make more back pay? And I'll get back to that in a second. But they claim they work faster. What they do, the way a claims consultant does what they do is they get you in an interview and they talk to you and then they try to find a disability rating they can increase or get you to 100. Usually it's mental health because they know that they can do this. And then they send you to a psychologist of their choosing and they fill out a DBQ and a nexus letter and they send that in. Now, if that works quickly, that can be done in 4, 5, 6 months and you can get a rating back that grants it. But I can tell you on a day-to-day basis, I see a lot of these DBQs and nexus letters get rejected. Why? Because the VA is developing to deny. It's illegal. We know this, but this is not something the claims consultants are telling you. The VA can often reject these nexus letters, improperly, mind you, and you still have to appeal. And when you start appealing, it starts taking more time. Again, we can get a nexus letter anytime you want. It's going to cost some money, and the VA might not honor it, but you can get a nexus letter and put that in your file if you want. It might not be what your file even needs. You can get a private DBQ, whatever. That's how they do what they do. Now, if it takes an appeal, they're going to probably prompt you on how to do the appeal. They might even file some appeals for you, which is not proper, whatever. The point is that here you are, they're selling you a medical nexus letter. They might be explaining the process to you a little bit and then taking their $7,500 or however much they're charging you to do all this. Now, about lawyers kicking cases down the road to increase their back pay. I've heard this from folks. That is unethical. If a lawyer is stretching out a veteran's case solely for the purposes of increasing the retroactive benefit and therefore their cut of the benefit, that is not ethical. As an attorney, I have to do everything legal and ethical for my client that is in their best interests. So I can't sit on a file for 11 months just to get higher retroactive benefits. I can't wait to submit evidence just to get higher retroactive benefits. That is not okay. Do some lawyers do it? Do some agents do it? Yeah, probably. It's not okay. Now, that said, sometimes you have to file to the Board of Veterans' Appeals and it takes a couple years. Sometimes you can't file something right away because you need to develop some more evidence. But these things should be moving quickly, and sometimes it depends on the veteran to get us the evidence we need to fulfill what we have to do. Now, that said, I know that stigma is out there. If you're a lawyer or an agent doing that, knock it off. Move the cases fast. We already have to wait on the VA anyway. With that in mind, is the claims consultant actually looking at the file, looking for back pay? Now, I read a recent op-ed arguing that lawyers can sometimes have fees in excess of $50,000. Now, let's do the math. If I got a veteran of $50,000, if I got a $50,000 fee, it's because I got a veteran $250,000 in retroactive benefits. Claims consultants can't do that. They're not scrubbing the file for clear and unmistakable error. They're not scrubbing the file for pending claims doctrine situations. They're not scrubbing the file for things that would grant an earlier effective date under 38 CFR 3.156C. Now, you probably don't understand any of that. It is a complicated process, but that's why it takes lawyers some time to go through the entire file and figure out exactly what the plan is to not just get the veteran the highest rating they could earn, but to also get them as much back pay as possible. Now, the second reason I think it's crazy that lawyers sit on cases to increase the back pay. I'm an attorney. I'm also a small business owner. I own this law firm. I have staff to pay. I have malpractice insurance. I have overhead. I have licensing and training that we go to. I don't want money 5 years from now. I mean, I want money 5 years from now, I need to bring in cases that resolve as quickly as we can get them resolved, as quickly as the VA will let us resolve them, so that we can get the veteran paid, the veteran happy, and then we collect our fee at the end. I need this to move relatively quickly too, because I can't tell my staff that I'm not going to pay them until 5 years from now. I won't have staff anymore, right? So again, we need to pay our bills too, and that's why, like, I think it's crazy to think that some veterans sit on cases, or some veterans attorneys sit on cases. I'm sure it happens somewhere out there. I do not. I think that's wrong. It's why I personally avoid the Board of Veterans Appeals. If we can try to get something done at the regional office and get it done faster, that's what we do. Here's my tip for the veterans who are considering hiring a claims consultant. Ask the claims consultant if they're accredited. And if they're not accredited, ask them why. Why aren't you accredited? Why have you chosen not to go through the normal process? And how is it that you can legally do what you're doing and not be accredited? And they'll probably explain to you that, oh, we're not representing you because we're not putting our name down on any forms, which basically are saying we're not representing you, you're on the hook for everything. But what they're not saying is the VA has told them that, yeah, no, they are representing within the meaning of the law and that they need to stop. Which brings me to my next thing. Ask them if their firm's gotten any cease and desist letters. Now, some of these firms have and then lied about getting them to Congress when they were called to the carpet a couple months ago. But I digress. Ask them last time that they were able to get retroactive benefits by pursuing a theory that claims were actually pending under the pending claims doctrine. Ask them the last time that they were able to get retroactive benefits because of service department records that weren't associated with the file under 3.156C in 38 CFR. Ask them last time they found clear and unmistakable error and leveraged that for back pay. Probably they can't. Then ask them, why are they spending tons of money to change the law so that they can become accredited and charge these fees that, again, provide no incentive for them to do anything other than increase the rating in the here and now. Ask them why they're going to charge all this money to file a claim on a condition that is presumptively service-connected. Yes, folks, I've seen them charge veterans thousands of dollars for a 30-minute phone call to file a claim that the VA already presumptively service-connects based on one law or the other. Ask them why they're doing that. The final thing is, though, support your VSOs and demand better of the VSOs, whether they are at the local level or one of the bigger organizations. Again, the reason we have these claims consultants out there, unaccredited ones, is because the VSOs have not done enough to service the veteran population. I acknowledge that. I'm not going to lie and tell you that everything's perfect. It's not. But support the VSOs, demand change, demand better services from them. Join your VSOs and push that change. Anyway, this is my soapbox about why I am so aggravated about these unaccredited claims consultants doing what they're doing. But until next time, take care.